Yo, what's good? So, if you clicked on this video, I'm pretty much gonna show you what the inside of a 600K a month info business looks like. If you're wondering who I am, my name's Kyle. I've pretty much been in the internet marketing space for about 2.5, 3 years now, and I've done a lot of different things like scale offers all the way up to 400 grand a month now, predominantly 600 grand a month as well, and a lot of different offers, anything you can think of, all the way from drop shipping to epoxy flooring. So, in this video, like I said, it's going to be a treat. I'm just going to dive into some shit and just explain how everything works. So, first thing is just like what it honestly takes to scale to 600 grand a month. And a lot of people think what it looks like is getting bloodshot, red eyes, and fucking not sleeping and not having a fucking life, which that's not the case. All you really need is, like first off, the most important thing, and I'll like structure it and layer it down, is you just need a solid offer, right? You just need honestly a solid offer. And once you have a solid offer, usually at price points like this, as you can see some of the price points that the closers are closing at, it's a very solid price point. I used to be a super big fan of the 3K price point. But when you're scaling into bigger numbers, especially when you're scaling into 500, 600 plus all the way up to like $1 million a month, 3K unit prices aren't the way to go, because AOV is going to be like your Jesus, when it comes to stuff like that. So definitely don't want to have a low price point. I say especially like when you want to get up to the big numbers, I think start at 48 to 5,800, and then go up from there. If you get add on, extra price tags on it, you should probably do that, simply just because it's just so hard to scale 3K a month now. And if your problem is like, I used to have this problem as well. I used to be like, oh, well, I don't know if anyone's going to buy that. Well, you need to market to an older audience, and then you also need to make the fucking offer better. Don't just make it some blank fucking face ass coaching calls. But what we go into next, honestly, on the inside of info business. So, biggest thing is you just need a VSL funnel. Everybody knows VSL funnels are going to look like this. And what I've seen to work the best is when you plug in, the application right under it. Don't do the button. There's just unnecessary steps for them to do. Just make it go straight to application. That's what me and a lot of other digital marketers are doing that are actually doing big numbers. We have the application just embedded below. Works pretty well. You should definitely try it, because that way you can go through and have people go through the call funnel in the easiest way. And you also get the lowest cost per call too as well when we're talking about ads. Next thing as well, like if you have a dialed in, offer, and as well, like the funnel also needs to be structured in a way to where, we're also trying to get their credit scores essentially. So what I mean by that too as well is like, bro, like financing is such a big part. I can't tell you how many deals we get from people financing. Like the way offers used to be back then is used to just be like, all right, fuck it, like debit card, credit card, and let's see how it goes. But now, bro, like BNPL and financing, buy now, pay later options have just become literally like bread and butter for just like internet marketing and like digital, like the info space. I say get 1000% a strong financer. I know right now, and just off of it, like fan basis has okay financing. Like the zip is only $2,000. Like if you can get something that's like super super strong and you people are actually getting approved, 1000% go for it, because it's gonna skyrocket your offer. I literally have an offer right now that was like stuck at 50 to 70 grand a month, and I literally came in and predominantly fixed one thing, which is how much cash they're collecting on a call, like how much is their AOV, and they shot up to 100 grand a month, and they won't do anything under that from here on out, simply just because that's how important it is. Just like this, nothing changes. Like sales calls are always going to be 30 minutes to an hour. What you can change is how much cash is collected in that 30 minutes to an hour, right? So if we're collecting $1,000 versus other offers that are collecting $5,000, that offer is gonna make just more money, and it's gonna be faster. So remember to keep that in mind. But other than that, on the funnel, like what we're doing is we're just making sure all of that is going in. Application goes straight into the application bucket. We're running everything on close, and then if it's a book call, it gets sent straight into the book call bucket. Like we have to have all that stuff dialed in, and CRMs are super important to have sorted out. And then what that looks like is Also, as well, on the inside, we have a closer manager and a setter manager. The closer manager is dialed in with the closers. The setting manager is dialed in with the setters. And, what we have is the setters are doing a whole bunch of dials a day. And the way they can do that is because we're using a cleaned up CRM, and also we have smart views. We have smart views set up to where they can just click on things and see who booked a call, who didn't book a call, right? Who got contacted and now is no one has reached out to them. We have all that stuff dialed in to the point where that CRM is literally setters just go in and they're just clicking the call button and just messaging just all day. Just Slack and the CRM is the only two things that they jump between, right? And the closers they're getting qualified calls that, like I said, a lot of their deals though have been on the financing side. Yeah, we get debit card and credit cards, but financing is just like a big bread and butter from there. Also, as well, things that we do to clean it up too as well. Like in the application, I see a lot of people do this shit. If a lead says, especially when you're running ads, if a lead says they have no money to invest, don't let those people book sales calls. Like it's like a it's like a scarcity thing, and I know like a lot of people with organic they do this, but when you're trying to train a pixel, never like allow broke people to book in a sales call. Like, are you crazy? Like, don't do that, right? From there on though, like a big part of getting to like that 600 a month range is honestly, and I talked about it a little bit before, is the sales team. Like you have to be able to have a sales team that can come in, and they're not always looking for the most laid down deals ever, right? Like they need to be able to actually come in and close some leads that are in the middle. They're not a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10. They're a 5 out of 10, and there's a little bit convincing done from the setter and the closer. Now what we do is we send off email sequences, and we also run like retargeting ads like when they book a call to be able to feed them a bunch of content to warm them up as much as possible. But we still have to have some good closers on the team, some hungry closers on the team too as well. And there's a lot of things that we do to motivate them. Like for example, I've set up a leaderboard that a lot of them, as you can see, can just go in and see who is the top closer, and then of course there's rewards for that as well. Same thing with the setters too as well. Got to keep the setters hungry, so we also have leaderboards too as well to see what setters are collecting the most cash, all like automated in, so everybody can log in every day, at the end of every week, beginning every month, and just see like who is the top performing asset. And it also works as well as because we use the leaderboard for hiring, firing. If whoever is lowest performer on the bottom, what we'll end up doing is if they're falling off, there's a big gap between like how many dials they're doing, how much cash they're collecting, what their closing rate is. If it's that low, then you can go ahead and just let them go. But other than the whole like hire, fire bullshit talk, that's pretty much like the sub root of like how just the sales team is running. Just this is not going to be a sales training video, but it's just like always training them, always having them jump on meetings, always reviewing their calls, and just going from there. But the next thing too as well that's like super important is ads, right? And having someone to be in and come in and really like run great ads is a super important thing as well. So right now we're spending anywhere between like $2,000 to $3,000 a day on ads, and when we look at it, we just have to make sure, like right now our ROAS is like a 3.7. And like I said, it's a way easier to have a ROAS. We probably wouldn't even have a ROAS if we had a 3K price point too as well. So think about it like ROAS is, you better have good marketing, and also as well, you should have a great price point too as well. Like I said, and things help too as well. Headline will definitely help with the cost per call, but also as well, when you send it straight to application and they go through, cost per book call is going to be way cheaper, and we're setting up the pixel to track for scheduling. That's going to be a big thing because like a lot of these guys rely on organic, and organic is great. Everybody loves organic, but at the end of the day, like you're not going to be able to scale to wherever you want to if you're going to run organic. It's just not feasible at all, just from what I've seen. So having that set up, we'll have everything working like clockwork, like, and everything else, like operations wise, is where it comes in. Because if you want to be able to get to scale to anything past 250 grand a month, it makes sense to have a lot of the back end stuff in place. Make sure CRMs are up to date. Make sure you're tracking all of the data. Like I said, for like this offer, I have Hyros set up to track everything, so that's how we know how many leads we're getting, how many calls we're getting, what our ROAS is, if we can actually scale what we're doing. And then also as well, having all the sales team data tracked, like having a dashboard automated setup so where everybody fills out, their EODs or their call notes. We have everything set up, right? And it's going to look like this. Like we know what the AOV is, we know cash collected per call, we know the show up rate, we know the close rate. So everything we do, we can fix bottlenecks super easily, and we're not very reactive. Like we know when data's taking a dip, we know when things are dropping off, right? And that's literally what it looks like. Setter managers and closer managers are going ahead and they're looking at the dashboards to know what's going on, right? We can easily just go in and just fix that bottleneck in a sales meeting. The marketer inside of the ad manager is literally going through and they can look at Hyros and they can look at all the data in the Facebook ad manager. And it's literally all that simple, and it just goes from there. Like that is what the inside basis of it's going to look like. Like if you have all of that stuff set up, you can scale to whatever you want to. But I hope this video was valuable so you guys can see like a high level overview of what you need and also tweak anything that you're missing. If you guys found this video valuable, I'm posting a bunch of other videos like this too as well. And also as well, if you do have a coaching business or any info business along the lines of that, and you want to ask me any questions or want me to jump on and help scale that up too as well, you can go ahead and just DM me on Instagram. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as always, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.